Hello YouTube. Today I want to address people who are either parents of or teachers of those with cognitive disabilities. People who think visually in pictures rather than in words. Topic for today is going to be abstract thought. I want to give you examples of abstract labels and how we can make them more concrete and understandable for those who have no abstract thought at all. Now, let's start with people's names. Now, my name, Edmund, that literally means noble guardian in Anglo-Saxon. This is an example of an abstract name, because I'm not noble. I live in Plumstead, which is hardly a very noble area, and I couldn't be entrusted with guarding a paperclip. Now, a perfect example of a name which isn't abstract is Ginger. If someone had red hair and was called Ginger, that would be perfect. I know someone called Ruby who has long red hair, and I remembered her name right from the very first day. But normally it takes me sometimes 6 months to learn people's names, even if I meet them every week, even if I talk to them loads, because a name is an abstract label. But not in every case. Next, let's go on to sign language. Now, toilet is a perfect example of an abstract sign. That has got nothing to do with going to the loo. If you wanted to make a concrete sign for toilet, it would be something like flushing the chain, or maybe doing your zip. There are plenty of signs which people I work with use which aren't abstract at all, like home. That's not abstract because it's the shape of a roof, or perhaps drink, or banana. All of these are mines and are much better, have much greater communicative value than any word could. Now, bear in mind, what is a spoken word? A spoken word is a very clever and intricate vibration in the air caused by your throat muscles and your lungs, of course. But they very, very rarely have anything to do with what you're talking about. There are exceptions though. One example is the lapwing. Now the lapwing is an abstract name, of course, but its other name is peewit, and that's a perfect example of a concrete name because that's the sound it makes. Peewit, peewit. So if you wanted to make other names of animals more concrete, then you could use the sounds they make, like a lion. A concrete word for a lion would be a roar. Instead of calling them cows, why not call them moos? Or instead of calling them sheep, why not call them mares? Now, this is hardly practical. I think most people would find that rather babyish. But we shouldn't see it as babyish, in the same way that a picture book is seen as more babyish than one with words in. The fact is, pictures are better communicative value than any words could be. We use words because they're fantastic in the way that we can only use 26 symbols to represent thousands and millions of different concepts. But they are abstract, and pictures are far, far better. Now, let's get on to the letters of the alphabet. Now, most of them are completely abstract. One exception I can think of is the letter O, because when you make the sound, your mouth goes into a circular shape, the same as the letter. So, possibly, maybe that's why the letter N is written as it is, because you show your teeth when you say the word, any word beginning with N. So possibly that's another one, but aside from that, I can't think of any letter which is an abstract. No, O is the best one, of course. Finally, let me go on to maths. Now, I find some bits of maths very easy and some very hard because I think visually. When I was in primary school, I would often see the sum 2 squared or 3 squared written out. and I didn't understand what the little 2 at the top meant. I didn't know why the numbers were different sizes. I'm sure I was told, but I would pretty much forget what was said to me. However, in year 7, the beginning of secondary school, I was shown a diagram like this. Everyone see that? This shows why certain numbers are square. They're represented as dots, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and each layer is in a different colour. The same process was repeated for triangular numbers and hexagonal numbers. And once again, this de-abstracted, if that's a real word, the concept of square numbers and triangular numbers and hexagonal numbers. Okay? Yeah. I hope that's been helpful. I know that's the whole subject's been rather vague and rather switching from one thing to another, but I am talking about abstract thought, and if you do work with people with dyslexia or lifelong deafness or autism, then knowing how to take the abstraction out of communication and education is vital, and it's not as hard as it sounds. Okay, see you later, YouTube.